You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic. You can go and subscribe, cause I be on it right. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic.
It's starting to sound like the Chicago Bears will trade back with the number 9 overall pick in the 2024 NFL Draft. Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Keek on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. As always, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Bears fans, we are officially 2 weeks away from the 2024 NFL Draft. And once again, before I go any further with today's episode of Keek on the Mic, I want to remind you guys once again that I will be going live right here on the channel for the first round of the 2024 NFL Draft. So make sure you guys come join the draft party. Come try to win some prizes. I'm giving away 2 NFL Chicago Bears draft night caps and some Keek on the Mic hats and Keek on the Mic shirts. You do not want to miss your chance to win some of those awesome prizes right here on the podcast. So make sure you come join the live stream for the round 1 of the 2024 NFL Draft. So Bears fans, we have been talking a whole lot about what the Chicago Bears will do with the number 9 overall pick. We all know that the Bears are going to take Caleb Williams with number 1 overall. That is a done deal at this point. But at number 9 overall, the Chicago Bears have a whole lot of options, and everyone has been giving their opinions. I want to read you guys a quick little article written by Jordan Reed of ESPN, just giving his thoughts on what the Chicago Bears could possibly do with the number 9 overall pick. He had this to say, Bears fans. What we're hearing about the Bears draft, all signs point to USC quarterback Caleb Williams being the number 1 overall pick. But what happens after that for Chicago? The Bears only have 3 additional selections, meaning a move back could be in play at number 9. I'd be shocked if they make that pick at 9, an NFC area scout said. Bears GM Ryan Poles loves to move around and build through the draft, and that roster still needs help in some spots. Don't be surprised if Chicago moves back, adds more draft capital, and takes the best defensive end available wherever it lands. Laiatu Latu out of UCLA and Jared Verse out of Florida State are 2 options who would help off the edge in Chicago. First and foremost, Bears fans, this doesn't shock me whatsoever. We all knew that a trade back could very well be in play for Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears with the number 9 overall pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, especially considering that after that number 1 overall pick, the Chicago Bears only have 3 more selections in the 2024 NFL Draft. And much like Jordan Reed of ESPN said in that article, Ryan Poles loves to move around. He loves draft capital. We all know that the Chicago Bears do not have a second-round pick in the 2024 NFL Draft. So Ryan Poles could very well trade back from number 9 in order to recoup that second-round pick in the 2024 NFL Draft. That is very much in play. But I do want to mention this, that the only way I feel that Ryan Poles and the Bears move off that number 9 overall pick is if all 3 receivers are off the board, meaning Neighbors, Odunze, or Marvin Harrison Jr. If all 3 receivers are off the board by number 9 overall in the 2024 NFL Draft, which is very possible, then I think Ryan Poles would then consider trading out of that number 9 spot in the 2024 NFL Draft. So Bears fans, let's go ahead and go a little bit deeper. Let's dig a little bit deeper on some options if the Chicago Bears do trade back from the number 9 overall spot. First and foremost, let's look at some of the teams that could be interested in possibly trading up to that number 9 overall spot in the 2024 NFL Draft. When you take a look at it, first and foremost, you have the New York Jets, and their current pick is number 10. The only thing I don't like about the New York Jets is that they don't have a second-round pick in the 2024 NFL Draft. You also have the Las Vegas Raiders. Their current pick is number 13, and they do have a second-round pick at number 44 overall. You also have the Indianapolis Colts. Current pick is at number 15. They do have a second-round pick as well at pick number 46 overall. And, of course, you have the Denver Broncos, and their current pick as at number 12. And once again, the one thing I do not like about the Denver Broncos situation is they don't have a second-round pick currently. But you have to understand when you're looking at these teams, when I look at the Jets and the Colts, I've been hearing a lot that they may be interested in a guy like tight end Brock Bowers. So they may be willing to move up to number 9 in order to secure Brock Bowers. When you look at teams like the Raiders and the Broncos, they may be more interested in trading up if they see a quarterback that they really want. So let's say, for example, in a crazy word, Jaden Daniels or JJ McCarthy drops back, or maybe they're worried about Michael Penix or Bo Nix getting taken in the top 10 for some crazy reason. They may be willing to trade up to the number 9 overall pick in the 2024 NFL draft. So Bears fans, if the Chicago Bears, if Ryan Poles decides to trade back from the number 9 overall pick in the 2024 NFL draft, here are some players that I would be personally interested in for the Chicago Bears in a trade back scenario. Some players on my list are edge rusher Jared Verse. Obviously, when you're looking at a guy like Jared Verse, he is very violent, very powerful. They say he's the next coming of Khalil Mack, so that could obviously be an intriguing option alongside Montez Sweat. Edge rusher Laiatu Latu out of UCLA. To me, if it wasn't for that 2021 neck injury, which I don't think that's even an issue at this point, all his medicals are clear. To me, Laiatu Latu would be a very elite edge rusher alongside Montez Sweat. To me personally, he is the best edge rusher in the NFL draft. Maybe you trade back to number 15 with Indianapolis Colts and you're able to land a guy like Laiatu Latu. That would be big time for Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears. Obviously, some defensive tackles could be available in Jazon Newton out of Illinois or Byron Murphy out of Texas. Those are going to be two big options for the Chicago Bears, just if they do trade back from the number 9 overall pick in the 2024 NFL draft. Those are both guys that can clog the middle, but also create a good pass rush on the interior of the defensive line as well. So those could be intriguing options in a trade back for the Bears. Obviously, a Bears fan favorite in center Jackson Powers Johnson out of Oregon. Obviously, the Bears in some instances still have a long-term need at the center position. Obviously, if you trade back, he would be an intriguing option. Offensive tackle Olu Fashanu, one of the better offensive tackles in this year's NFL draft. If you trade back, you can pair him and Caleb Williams together. Obviously, they were high school teammates back in the day, so that would be an intriguing option. And then obviously, this is another Bears fan favorite, a name that's been kind of going around Chicago, is wide receiver Brian Thomas Jr., another intriguing wide receiver prospect in the 2024 NFL draft. So Bears fans, overall, I am not totally against trading back from number 9 overall. Obviously, I would love more draft capital. I would love for the Chicago Bears to get a second-round pick in the 2024 NFL draft. But my big thing is this. If Rome Odunze or Joe Alt is on the board at number 9, I think you should just stay at number 9 and take one of those blue chip players to make your team better right away. I'm not saying that Latu or Newton or Murphy or Powers Johnson or Fashanu or Brian Thomas Jr. couldn't make your team better. I just think I like guys like Joe Alt or Rome Odunze a little bit better. Once again, I am also fine with trading back and laying a guy like Laiatu Latu. And to me, if the Bears do trade back from that number 9 overall pick in the 2024 NFL draft, I think that would be my top target, is Laiatu Latu out of UCLA. And I do agree that if the Bears do trade back, I think they are most likely going defense. I think they would address either the edge rushing position or take one of the defensive tackles in Newton or Murphy. And I think those would all be outstanding picks for the Chicago Bears. But overall, Bears fans, obviously Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears have a whole lot of options. And we are 2 weeks away of finding out what the Chicago Bears and what Ryan Poles will actually do with the number 9 overall pick. But before I let you guys go, let me ask you guys this. If the Chicago Bears do, in fact, trade back from the number 9 overall pick in the 2024 NFL draft, who do you want them to select? Let me know down below in the comment section. But all in all, make sure you continue to hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. And make sure you share this episode of Keek on the Mic with every single Bears that you know. But other than that, be back for our all-new Bears podcast right here on Keek on the Mic. Thanks, guys. And as always, bear down.
You've been listening to Keek on the Mic, a podcast all about the Chicago Bears. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Thanks, guys, and bear down.